Hi there, guys and girls. I just wanted to do a bit of a follow up video to the whole Halloween video I did, and to talk about the Kombat Kast that they did last night. Well, last night my time, 5 a.m. my time. They did mention a few things that they've changed with invasions, and I just wanted to talk about it because I've been keeping my ear to the ground and about this Halloween skin. Obviously, you guys know that I was pissed off, and everybody else was pissed off, right? So what did Warner Brothers do? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing, right? Zero. They didn't send a tweet. They didn't mention it in the Kombat Kast at all. They didn't say we're gonna be reviewing the show. They did nothing. Nothing in the Discord, nothing on Twitter, nothing on YouTube, nothing on Twitch, nothing on Facebook. Nothing. They ignored this. Now, the thing that really makes me mad is, let me play this video. Let me play the start of it. And before I play it, look, I'm not one of those guys who believes in criticizing these three employees. It's their fault. It's Ed Boon's fault. No, I've met these people, and I've worked with Warner before, and I know how it goes behind the scenes, and I know what it's like with companies. You sign a fucking contract, mate, and as soon as you say, I'm not doing that, guess what? You either get fired, and no one will hire you again. In the United States, they could fire you on the spot. If you break contract, you can be fired and sued for damages. So, for those of you people out there going, Ed Boon hasn't said a thing, Ed Boon this, Ed Boon that, you don't know fucking shit about how this sort of environment works. This is corporate shit. It might look like, oh, NetherRealm, it's fun. Look, they got Sub-Zero up on the wall. Behind the scenes is a very serious place. Okay? That doesn't mean I am justifying any of the fucking problems that are in the game. I'm just saying, if you expect these guys to come out and be like, I asked them to change something in Invasions, but they wouldn't do it. They're not going to say that. They're going to, like I said, fired, sued for damages, whatever, right? So you guys need to, smarten the fuck up. Because I'm sick of, telling some of you over and over and over again that it's not, Ed Boon's fault, It's not Derek Kurtzik's fault or Tyler or Stephanie. It's none of their faults. They're doing their friggin' job. And you might not like it. You might think that they're just smiling, going, not mentioning it on purpose. They can't. You need to be afraid of the person you don't see in the video. That's the scary person. That's the scary person in the room. The person you don't know about. The big crazy people from Warner who you don't even know. Because they're the people who dictate to these guys and Ed. Ed Boon being head of the studio doesn't mean a fucking thing. Because Ed Boon has a boss. Ed Boon doesn't own Mortal Kombat. Warner Brothers do. If Ed Boon owned Mortal Kombat, he could do whatever he wanted. But he doesn't own it. Warner does. He makes the game for them. And he has to behave a certain way. Otherwise, like I said, they just get rid of you, see ya. And you look up about Warner Brothers. You look up their history. Viacom, Turner. My God. Mate, they sue everyone. You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to say that I don't blame these employees, but I do hate when things aren't acknowledged. I'm not saying that they should just go rogue and say, this and that, but it'd be nice if they say we could fix this or that. And this is what leads me to this part of the video that sort of makes me upset. So let's just play this part now. Sorry, just doing that now.
So a couple things to talk about before we move on. We did have a patch just recently in the last couple of weeks where we added move tagging, which
Yes.
people have been requesting. The shrine now moves faster than it did.
Yeah, so there's a shorter downtime in between the times that you can pull to get another shrine item.
Right. And also, anything quality of life related like that, please, tweet at Mortal Kombat. We do read all of those things.
Yep,
Always looking
absolutely.
to try to help improve the quality of life for our players. One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having...
That's the problem I got right there. Please tweet at us, quality of life updates. We read everything. We want to make improvements to it, right? Okay. So, if that's true, you saw the backlash with the ridiculous Halloween skin. That's still in the shop, by the way. It's still 1,200 crystals, by the way. Like, look. Hang on. Went to the wrong one. It's still there. 1,200 crystals. They haven't even discounted this thing. This thing shouldn't even be in the shop. But I've seen skins in the shop say 33.3% off for some reason. Like they just randomly get discounted. So not only do you have to pay for shit, but like you might buy something 1 week and then a week later it's like 33% off. And then you just lost money for no reason. But on top of that, this Fatality should never be in the shop. Ever. I don't care. Not as a paid item. The only way I'll allow it is if in the game you actually give me some fucking rewards. Because you can fix invasions all you want. You can make the character move faster. Those are good quality of life updates. You can, make the challenges more interesting. The towers better or whatever. New difficulty setting. But it's still just fighting over and over again for nothing. Right? Imagine that you go to work. Right? You work your 8-hour shift. And then at the end, instead of paying you money, they say, good job. Good job today. See you tomorrow. And that's your payment. Imagine that's how you got paid. That's what it feels like playing this. You're just grinding for nothing. Like the rewards are just piss weak. They're just piss weak rewards. If you actually gave me something of value, something good, the grind would be worth it. That 8-hour workday would be worth it. Because at the end of the day, I got paid some cash. Or, in this case, if the game gave me even 1 Dragon Crystal or 2 Dragon Crystals for completing a fight, or maybe if I do the secret fights that you've now made harder, good, to access, every time you win one of those, which maybe can only be 1 time, you give me 5 Dragon Crystals. Do you know what I mean? I can at least grind a premium currency. Even if you give it to me in a piss weak amount, like 1, I can at least grind it. And then it makes it worth it. Grinding for XP? Not worth it. Oh, what do I get out of it other than leveling up? Like, I know you give me some Dragon Crystals as I level up, right? As I level up the characters. But don't think I don't know, that is a limited currency. That the game has a limited amount of Dragon Crystals it can give you. Because once you do character mastery on all the characters, that's it. There's no more Dragon Crystals to earn. You've beaten the game, you've beaten story mode, you've leveled everyone up. There's no more Dragon Crystals left in the game. It's empty. The only way you can get Dragon Crystals in is fucking pay. But if you had something in Invasions, like I said, you give me 1 Dragon Crystal, or 2, or a bonus, maybe every 10 fights, or for secret fights, completing secret fights, mate, you got a game on your hands then. Because if you tell me, because, and I'm going to use an example actually. Before this game came out, and I remember Derek said it, he goes, every node has a secret fight. And I was like, oh, that's cool, there's a secret on every node. And I was like, and for ages, I didn't know what the fuck he meant by it. Because everyone was doing those clue secrets to open a new path to get to a chest or something. I thought when he initially mentioned it that it meant that every node had a new pathway to go to once you did the secret. So like in Mario World, right? You do the default pathway, and then you get the secret one. Bloop, 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 bloop. It goes up. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was something like, I thought it was going to be like that, you know? And I thought I was going to get a new fight that gave me a better reward off of those secrets or something cool. But then people were like, oh no, it's just a fight. It gives you nothing. Or it gives you a talisman or whatever. It's like... Because at first I was asking, like, where's the list of how to get all the secret fights? I wanted to do each node and each secret fight. And I think if you even go back through all my streams, you can see that, right? And no one could tell me how to do it, so I just ignored it. I did the clues, and that was it. And then I did the invasions, which means all the secret fights don't mean shit. And then sometimes they just pop up, or sometimes they pop up a lot. Sorry, initially secret fight, and they just gave you nothing, like nothing. Just more disposable currency. That's what it is, disposable currency, because it gets reset. The invasions coins, the fucking coin with a hole in it. the gold coins we keep for the shrine now, and the dragon crystals, they wouldn't dare delete them off people because they actually have value. But if you want to make the game better, I'm just telling you, invasions is getting better, but it's not fixed yet. If you do what I said, you beat each node, you get one dragon crystal, or you do the secret fights, you get a dragon crystal. But I think there should be a way to constantly earn a finite amount of dragon crystals that you can grind. So if I did want that stupid Halloween skin, I could earn it for free. Even though I don't want it in the shop. I really don't want fatalities, paid fatalities, animalities, friendships, babalities, or brutalities. I never want to see them in the shop ever again. You know? But if you have to do it, at least put an avenue in the game where you can earn it for free. That easy fatality token, that needs to piss off. I don't care what you say. That shouldn't be there. I'm going to tell you why right now. And I hope you're watching NetherRealm, because I know about the Down X. Because I did it at E3. Okay? And so, for those of you who don't know, the Down X is a developer shortcut to do a fatality before the game comes out. So, when I was playing MK vs. DC Universe, that was the first game I did it on, I think. I think it was Hector Sanchez showed me how to do that. He said the fatality's Down X. I'm like, cool. And then, from then on, I realized that it was just a shortcut that they put in every game while they're making it, and then when the game comes out, they add an actual code, like back, forward, down, up, B, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But while they're making the game, the ones that are at least on demo, the fatality's Down X. So it's in the game. It's always been in the game, the Down X thing. They didn't add it. It wasn't anything they put development time in. It's always there. So that easy fatality thing is always there, right? Except the public don't get to access it. I got to access it as media playing a pre-build, but when the game comes out, it was never Down X. They took it out, changed it to a code, until they added that easy fatality token. So all that does is allow you to use something that's already in the game, in the public build. And that's why it shouldn't be there. Because, come on, it's already in the game. It's stupid, and I don't think it should be there for people anyway. I believe that's great for media, because media people might not play. They might not be Mortal Kombat fans, but they can at least do the fatality, write their articles, see what they wrote about what they saw. I think leave it as a developer code, but don't put it in the final one, because anyone can do these fatalities anyway, and if you can't, go play Street Fighter, mate. We don't want ya. Okay? You know, if you can't put the effort in to learn how to do fatality, piss off to Tekken. Okay? You know, so, and that's why. That's why I think those shouldn't be in the game. Now, let's play the video, because I want to talk about the changes to invasions that they've mentioned now. So, let's resume.
2 out of 3
for Kombat League.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Yes.
So you'll be able to get a couple more matches in on your lunch break.
Yep.
Not as long. So 2 out of 3
I don't know
is
anything
definitely
about 2 out
coming
of 3,
into
3
Kombat
out of 5,
Yeah,
3 out of
Kombat League.
6. I don't know.
what else? You know,
I don't
in
play
the last
online.
patch we had some character adjustments, things like that. Just
Yeah.
a lot of quality of life things, and we'll be continuing to do that as we go forward.
As we will, yes,
a lot
of course.
cool stuff.
Speaking of that sort of thing and quality of life,
Yes.
let's talk about Invasion.
Oh, okay. We're doing that now?
Let's do it now.
Okay, terrific. So, of course, Season 2 overall is coming soon, right? We've got, that's for Combat League and that's for Invasions. For Invasions, we're introducing a new Mesa. Maybe we should just show that off real quick?
Let's see it in all its glory.
Okay, let's check it out. And it's
So
bloody
adding
glory.
one new Mesa. Rampart. Looks cool. Looks good. Now, something I will mention too. See the way the camera follows through? More low to the ground? I actually think one change that they should think about doing on the Invasions is, you know, the camera sits above and shows you like over the top playing field. I actually think the camera will be better behind your character, low down. I think it actually spoils it that you can see everything. If the camera followed you, sort of like when you think about it, like in a conquest mode. Like you're running, the guy's running, the camera's behind you, follows you. Like it's your perspective. You're going through the living forest. You're going through the rampart. You're going through whatever. It's a bit more personal, a bit more, do you know what I mean? Whereas over the top, it's just like, you can see everything. You know, you can go this way, that way. I don't know. I actually think it would be a bit more charming if the camera followed you and it was your perspective through the environment. And that video almost proves it. Because I just realized that right now, it just hit me right now when I was watching it. I'm like, fuck, the camera is low, and because I was thinking about this yesterday, that it'd be better if the camera followed you through the thing, and I'm like, holy shit! In the intro video, it literally does that. It literally follows the path, your perspective along the path, and shows you where you can go or where you start. In that case, all right, resuming.
Okay, that's pretty.
So there's a couple dead bodies. If you might not have noticed, there are a couple
Yeah,
dead bodies
it's
around
an
the
aesthetic
environment.
choice.
There's a new invading force this season, right? And so, spoilers, it's Natara.
Oh,
Okay.
Queen.
Yeah. Blood. It's the season of the Blood Moon. Of course, these are just an example of some of the skins. These are the Combat League skins that you're going to be able to obtain for Season 2.
They're really
Paying
cool.
Yes, they're very
15
cool. And so we have
Australian
bloody
dollars.
vampire versions of characters. And so you'll be collecting those skins and palettes through the new season of Invasions, along with the seasonal store, and then those ones that are exclusive to Combat League.
Seasonal store.
Gotcha.
That's all right.
And with the new season, we're bringing back some of the other mesas, but there's new pathways. There's new opponents. There's new boss.
Okay, so that's interesting. So I think what they're going to do is some of the maces will be, I guess, disabled. Like, if I was going to guess, they'll probably turn off the village one, the Fengjang village, right? But they'll probably keep, like, I don't know, the Outwall one, the Tarkatan camp, and maybe, like, the Living Forest and stuff. And he said there's going to be new pathways with new challenges, so that's okay.
Fights, there's new chests, new rewards, and so it's not the same experience that you had in Season 1.
All new clues.
All new clues for clue
My
chests.
favorite part.
Yes.
So
There's a couple
This
that
wasn't enough.
are my favorite, but we'll see if people figure them out.
Yep.
But in addition to that, we have some quality of life updates and changes to Invasions.
Talk about it.
Well, let me grab my notes if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. So, one of the first things that we're doing is we're taking super armor off of all opponents that are not bosses.
Good.
And so only bosses will have
Hate
the super armor.
in Mortal Kombat.
Elemental armor
all of
from like major
any
bosses or
armor.
from Talisman is now based on a number of hits. We've added a new progressive tower. So in Season 1, we had kind of like a challenge tower in the Gateway Mesa. So we're removing that, and for Season 2, we're adding what we call a progressive tower. It gets harder each time you beat it. And when I say harder, I mean it goes up levels. So it'll start at level 10 opponents, and then each time you beat it, it'll increase the level. And so it's the only content in Invasions that you can actually fight above level 30. And so we're kind of excited to see how far people can get this progressive
And
power.
you can do it at different times in your run on Invasions.
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
like, play at 10, you play the 10 people, come back later.
Yeah,
Got it.
or you can complete the golden path and then just...
Alright, I'm just going to stop that there. It's an interesting move that they got rid of the challenge tower, because that's what everyone wanted from MK9, and maybe that's why they got rid of it, because they're like, it's not like the MK9 wants to call it something else. I don't know, but I had a lot of trouble with that challenge tower. I tried it twice, and both times I got to some ridiculously hard fight. I was able to get through the tower, and then like it was like, I don't know, I reckon it was like the last 2 to 5 fights. And I fought it was Raiden with some crazy fucking powers and just killed me, and it was just like game over. So all that tower was for nothing. You don't get to continue, you don't get to try again. It was the piss off. So that was annoying. I tried it twice. I went, well, I'm not doing that again. Because like, I was just like, fuck this. I wish some of the towers, I wish these modes would tell me what I could possibly earn. I hate this hidden shit. I don't know where things are. Is it in Combat League? Is it in Invasions? Is it in fucking story mode? Is it in fucking practice mode? Is it in training mode? Is it in combat? Like, is it in this new tower? Like, why can't you show me where the things are that I can earn? Show me where, like, even if you say this tower has these potential skins in it, and it doesn't say you might guaranteed to get all of them, but like, even if it mentioned that these you can possibly acquire from doing this, but it doesn't do that. Everything's just hidden and secret, and you got to go online like, where do I get this? Where do I get that? Where do I get this skin? Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Do you know what I mean? Secondly, I don't know what he meant by when you complete the golden path. I'm not sure if he means the path in the towers Mesa. I think he means that, because it had like the daily tower, weekly, monthly. I think that was like a goal. I'm not sure I don't know, unless it's an online thing. I don't play this game online. There's so many cheaters online. The game had all these weird bugs where combos don't work on certain sides and that. I'm just like, I'm already a crap player. Like, get these new games. Like, mate, I'll take you down on arcade. You better believe it. But these new games are just, fuck me. Some of the combo challenges, I put videos up. I'm like, the combo clearly comes out after like trying, and it still doesn't count it. And I don't know if it's me, if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm not being quick enough, or if it's another issue in the game, because the game's just riddled with issues apparently at the moment. So it's like, what do I do? Anyway, resuming.
Start at level 30 if that's what you want to do, right?
Lots of ways to do it.
And there's exclusive skins also attached to the progressive tower too. Critical hits now all deal 3 times more damage and have a more impactful debuff too, which makes it kind of like the critical hits more noticeable and engaging. We've toned down some modifiers like auras and storms. You only get talisman now from like chests. We're not just rewarding them from fights and things like that, and they're all legendary.
This I'm confused about. So you only get talismans now. They didn't give us the expanded storage. I don't know why they didn't do that. So they've reduced it. So you only get talismans now from chests, which makes it harder to get a good talisman. But then maybe it doesn't, because he said they're all legendary now. But that's funny, because the best ones aren't the legendary ones, they're the epic ones. Does that mean there's no epic one anymore, or rare? Because there was like common, uncommon, common, rare, legendary, epic, I think were all of them. And it took me ages to get the one I've got now, and it's an epic one. A guy popped into my chat, said he found a really cool one in the Living Forest, and I tried to find it, and it wouldn't give it to me. And I got something close to what he had. It's called Windbreaker. It's like Natara Blonde farts, toxic farts, and I don't know, they do damage. That's like a pretty good one. But my question now is it going to be like almost impossible to get an epic one. And by saying they're all legendary, does that mean the epic ones are gone? Does that mean the rare ones are gone? Or does he mean legendary and above? I think he means legendary and above, right? I hope. Because I swear the epic ones were better than legendary ones. Am I wrong about this? There's no way to know which are better, but it just seemed to me, when I looked at the epic ones, they seemed to do more, and I can bring them up, even. They seem to do, I don't know, better sort of damage. If I just quickly go into a Mesa here. Hit Y. So yeah, here's my one. Sorry, I've got it minimized because of the setup. But yeah, Windbreaker. See if I can quickly just blow it up for a sec. I'll just put it over me. Yeah, Windbreaker. So it's an acid projectile, level 30. It's epic. It does 1200% push on activation. It's got a plus 6 max charges. So you get all those circle stones. Those are all the amount of times you can use it, plus another 6. 1050% damage to meter, and 1500% damage. So it does some nice damage when it lands. When you do these attacks, and as you can see, that's an epic one, right? And I was keeping all the legendary ones. You can see, I was keeping them because I thought, oh, these must be the best ones. But they weren't. Like, some were. Like, that one was like, what's this, plus 30 extra projectiles, plus 15 hits of armor during activation, and plus 1500% damage. That one's not too bad. But a lot of them were just like, look at this one. 10 extra projectiles, 200% severity. You know, I don't know. In comparison, the epic ones always seemed a lot better. Well, look at this one. Plus 4,190% meter on activation. You know, like, so I'm not sure if he means they're going to be legendary and above or only legendary now. Alright, moving on.
And so they're all very powerful talisman. And some very fun, goofy ones, too.
There's a particular one that I'm using in my playthrough right now that's so awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Right. And in addition to that, I don't know if people have noticed, but we've added the ability to run in the Halloween patch, but making navigation just faster, making that feel better as well. We've lowered the chances of ambushes, so that's rarely going to happen for you, just so you're aware. We've added more variety of opponents to each Mesa. In the first season, we kind of showcased like four or five different characters. Now in the Mesa, we pretty much put all the different opponent types in there and things like that too.
You'll be fighting the entire
roster, right? And then let's see, secret fight requirements are more difficult, so good luck finding those.
Okay, so that I'm pausing there. So those 4 things he just mentioned, I don't know why they didn't do a fucking Kombat Kast. What was it, 2 weeks ago? When I did a video straight after all of those features that he just mentioned came out. It was in the October patch notes stream I did. The running faster, the reduced ambushes, the secret fights are harder to... Oh, maybe not the secret fight one. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that one. And whatever the other one was. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that was a missed opportunity. They should have done... I mean, I know they're busy fixing things, right? I mean, look, come on. I'm a content creator. Mate, switch the camera on. Do a 10-minute video. You know, you've got the set there. It's not like you have to do anything. Do you know what I mean? Just get some people. You don't need everybody there, even one person to sit there and go, just a quick update, guys. You can now run, hit R3. You can now, ambushes are reduced. You know, you guys didn't like that, so we've reduced that. It was getting in the way of navigating. We fixed that. We fixed the camera issue, which he didn't mention. We fixed the secret fights, you know. Just a quick update. See you guys later. 5-minute video. Put it up there. But they didn't do that, did they? You know, that annoys me. But, you know, it's good that they finally did say it, but should have said it as soon as it was out, mate. I mean, I know you said in the patch notes, but I mean, the Kombat Kast, what's going on with the Kombat Kast? There's been like what, 5 Kombat Kasts? There should be like one every week or every fortnight. I don't care if you got a character to announce or not. There are a million things that you could showcase in this game. You could say, look, we're not ready to show the next character, but we have blah 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 from level design here, who's going to talk about something we've already shown, the Cage Mansion. The design of the Cage Mansion, and then like zoom in. So the funny thing is, right? Ermaka? You guys know Ermaka. He's like a modder, and he's done some really cool stuff for the Mortal Kombat community, some really cool mods and stuff. He's got a free look camera in Hook, what he calls MK1 Hook, in the game right now, and about a month ago put up a video just zooming around, like the Cage Mansion, the Living Forest, all the levels, and just showing, like taking the camera, so when you play the game, the camera's locked off. He just free looks the camera into the background. It's zooming in, like up onto the Sento sword. You can read, this is a hanging thing that blows in the wind, or this is Sento, blah, 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 blah. Things you can't even read, unless you got this mod. Like, the teams put it there, and they know people like me are going to, like, extract the textures and read it, or people like him are going to make a free look camera. So they do deliberately hide, like, Easter eggs in the background. But I was shocked at how much depth is in the stages. He was like going like through the hallways out of the Sindel Palace, and like zooming right out above, and there were these big pathways that go off to the sides, and just to give it that fully layered depth. Mate, that's someone who doesn't even work on the game made that. Like, they could have done that. They could have been like, so we've shown you Cage Mansion. We don't have a new character to show you this week, but we thought we'd give you a bit of tour of the level, and move camera around. Even they could do it. They could do it better, or get someone from level design to talk about it. Get someone from audio to talk about it. Someone from music. I just believe that there should be the Kombat Kast should be every week, not just when they feel like it. Do you know what I mean? The old school M-Cast. Love the M-Cast. It was the only time I got mentioned. I got mentioned by Hector Sanchez. That was awesome. The M-Cast was an audio-only podcast, and it was like every week or fortnight. I think they never missed one from memory, but that's how you do it, man. They had like a season, So, while there was a game out, they did one like every week or fortnight or whatever it was. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed with the way they delivered these updates. Resuming.
And when a season ends, this is just kind of addressing some questions that we've
seen
had.
some things on Twitter.
Yeah, and so when a season ends, seasonal credits and crowns will reset.
The silver coin
but
and the
coins
crown is the
do
coin
not.
on it.
So when a new season begins, you'll still have the same amount of coins. The other currencies do reset.
So make sure you use them
Dragon
in the
crystals,
season
don't.
store.
Right,
Hope not.
which brings me to my next point, which is the shrine. The Season 1 shrine items aren't going to go away. We're actually just going to be adding more items to it for Season 2. So the people that have a bank of coins, you can go to the shrine and you can just start getting all the Season 2 stuff that you want, that you're able to get.
I'm really pissed off that they announced this now again, because I didn't know this, and I'm sure a whole bunch of other people didn't fucking know this, and I made sure to empty the shrine before the stupid next season came along so I wouldn't miss out on anything, and now it's too late. You're announcing it right before the next season. Oh, by the way, it doesn't matter. All the Season 1 stuff stays in there. Why couldn't you just say this, like, earlier, so we all knew and didn't waste our bloody time trying to unlock everything before it went away, Like, should have announced this earlier, man.
Once it begins.
So yeah, you're not missing out if you didn't finish the shrine.
Correct.
A lot of people have been asking that, so that's good knowledge. Good things to
and there's other little changes here and there. We've toned down some of the modifiers, things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's it. To tone down some of the modifiers. Get rid of that. Some of the, in fights you got like, that fucking, the green one. The one that fucking reverses all your controls. I just want to talk about that. that modifier is so terrible, and it makes the game so unfun. So, I want to give you an example. In Mortal Kombat 9, we had the challenge tower, and you get to a certain level, like, I don't know, challenge, 203. And it would say, backwards combat, or whatever it was called, and all your controls were reversed. And I remember hating that. Like, oh my god, I can't do this. But, like, once you did it, it's like, oh, yes, thank god, it's done. Right? And that was the challenge, to do it, and do it, backwards controls. But in this game, you're just playing, you get hit with this green glow, and I never read the modifiers because they come up late. I don't know if you know this. Like, look at this. When you move, so see the top right corner? That's like, it says student competent, right? And then it just has the name, it's electric. So I was just looking at the tea time thing, and that thing, a lot of the time that in the top right would come up late for me, like come up 1 second late, and I wouldn't even see it. Like now, there, see? Just did it then. It took a while to load that tower, and it didn't come up. So when I was first playing this, that wasn't coming up quickly. And so I don't look at that at all. I don't look at that crap at all. I just look at the bottom middle of the screen. Tea time. Okay, this way. Acid trip, right. There's our survive. There's the tower. Survive. Go down here. Go to Hatter. Go down here. Tea time. Where did my triple thread go? That's around somewhere. Here. Yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, so I never look at the modifiers, so I think it might be even mentioning them up there, like giving a clue to what the modifiers are. I didn't look at that. So when I got hit with that green effect, I didn't know what was going on. I thought the game fucked up the first few times. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then I just realised after like it happening 6 times, like, oh, okay, when I'm hit with the green shit, everything goes backwards for no reason. Well, for a reason, but it's not fun. Do you know what I mean? Having all your controls go backwards randomly, consistently, is not fun. As for a a challenge, like a once every now and then challenge, sure, there's triple threat. But doing it all the time, not fun. So yeah. So that was that. But yeah, basically I just wanted to do this video because Warner were dangling the keys. Omni-Man trailer. That was right after the Halloween Backlash. So that's a tactic. They knew they had huge backlash. They didn't acknowledge it at all. And here they are saying, oh, we love feedback. Send us feedback. We read it all. I'm sure they do read it all. I'm sure they do look at it all. But when it comes to a premium currency, they never do shit. It's the same in Pokemon Go. The game I play, Pokemon Go. They recently put, their monetary shit up in the game, so I don't buy it anymore. It used to be like $1 for 100, they were called Pokecoins, and basically they made everything that was $1.60. So it went up like massive amounts because 100 coins doesn't get you anything other than a raid pass, and most of the time you're spending, I don't know, $10 on a box or something. So now a $10 box isn't $10 anymore. It's like, know what I mean? And they're not doing it on purpose. They're putting everything up on purpose. And it's the same with them, mate. The backlash was massive from the Pokemon community, Pokemon Go community. They hated this change. They hated the remote pass change. They were caught lying about it, saying it's for game balance. When changing the price doesn't affect game balance. Do you know what I mean? And it happens every time. These big companies, as soon as there's backlash to do with the shop or the store or where they make their money, they don't do a fucking thing. They don't acknowledge it. They don't say a word. They don't we're going to fix it. We're going to review it. They don't do anything because it's out of their hands. It's the company that dictates all their stuff. But, you know, I hate the fact that they tell us to send us, you know, send us quality of life changes. That's a quality of life change. We don't want to pay for fatalities. We will not pay for fatalities, babalities, friendships, animalities, or brutalities, or stage moves. Speaking of stage moves, where are the stage fatalities? NetherRealm? Come on, man. Like, I've been watching everything about this game, right? People are saying it's bare bones, there's nothing to do. And, you know, they're right. You've got invasions, online, and standard play. I don't do online. That leaves me with standard play, which is story mode, and invasions. That's all I got to do, because I don't play online. And there's no stage fatalities. Like, how the fuck don't you have... Like, look. I'm old school. Mortal Kombat. I'm as old school as I get. I was there at the beginning. Mortal Kombat 1. Pit fatality. Mortal Kombat 2. Pit fatality. Mortal Kombat 3. Pit fatality. Mortal Kombat 4. Well, the prison stage fatality. It's a stage fatality, though. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was going to have stage fatalities, the Acid Buddha, but they couldn't get it working in time, so that didn't have it. Mortal Kombat Deception. Death traps, though, were changed. Stage fatalities was changed to death traps. Every stage almost had a death trap or multiple death traps. Mate, that was the best, right? Armageddon, same thing. Death traps still in the game. Carried over from Deception. Then we got MK9, mate. The stage fatality in MK9. The pit. It was great. MKX came out. Again, missing the stage fatalities. But when MKXL came out, they added the stage fatality on the pit back in. The pit always should have a stage fatality. Always. Do you know what I mean? And then we got 11 that had stage fatalities. The Kraken and stuff like that. And here we are with a game without stage fatalities again. I don't understand. Like, stage fatalities for me are like really important. Like, I like the bridge between the characters and the environment. So, playing as characters, playing as Sub-Zero in the Living Forest, or, you know, Kano in, you know, Shao Kahn's Arena. You know, I remember when MK9 was coming out and they had that monster in the background that I think it was called the Tormentor. You know, when he's like, bro, you know, when he's fighting people off. And everyone was like, oh my god, what's that thing in the background? Everyone was like excited for the monster in the background. You know, I thought for sure that was a stage fatality. And it actually turns out that they never made that a stage fatality, but like missed fucking opportunity. Like, seriously. They had a giant fucking monster in the background. Mate, super uppercut. Kapah! Into the background. And he's like, just like grabs him. I don't know. He rips him in half. And he eats one of the halves. Because he's hungry. Because he's a big, disgusting monster, right? That's what should have happened, but that wasn't in the game. But, like, when you see the environments, your imagination runs wild. Like, the Living Forest now is like it's like a happy forest. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, right? But there's a corrupted version, and that should at least have, like, the tree fatality from Shaolin Monks that was rumoured in MK2. And then they put it in Shaolin Monks. Like, how do you not put that in the game? And I'm hoping that maybe these are things that are coming out when they do the add-on thing. You know, the next chapter or whatever, the next story mode. And we all know that it's coming. Mate, you got to add some of this stuff in. You got to add some stage fatalities in. You got to, like... Invasions is getting fixed, but, like, it's not fixed all the way. You know, and taking the talismans away. We can't sell them in the shop now. What's the shop for? Just buying those items, I guess. Like, I don't know, it seems weird. I would have just given storage, but... It is what it is. Anyway, that's it. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to comment on the Warners jiggling the keys. Because, you know, after the Halloween Backlash, Omni-Man trailer! That's what they were doing. And that's why it was coming out early. They released it, they announced it early, and Tremor wasn't ready to come out with Omni-Man. I am sure that's why. I'm sure they pushed the Omni-Man release date ahead to get away from that There was so much negativity from that Halloween skin video. And that's just that. There's like people like complaining about the online, it's broken, it's this, it's that, and then you got people saying it's bare bones, it sucks, you know. There's just a lot of problems, and I honestly think their Omni-Man push was just to be like, what are you talking about? Omni-Man! Distraction. You know, when the baby's crying, that's us. That's the fan side. You know, and then they get the keys. And the baby's like, that's what they were doing. Distract the crying baby. The baby stops crying. That's what they were doing. Anyway, that's it. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.